Hello. Well, thank you very much for coming to my stream. Let's see. Okay. So, what I thought I would do today is just chill out. Sometimes I just like to go into Second Life and just go to sims that I haven't been to for a long time and just literally, wander around and explore. And so I thought I'd just do that today, just as a bit of a chill out. And so I thought I would do that. Let's just see. 1 minute. Oh no, I can't do that because I need to actually look at my chat. Sometimes you can. Oh no, that's a shame. Somebody went online. She only went online for a little while. Okay, I wanted to actually chat with her about something, but anyway. Let's just see. Sorry. Okay, so apologies for the background noise. Okay, so what I thought we'd do, sorry, it's been one of those days today. It's been one of those days. It's been a bit messy and a bit upside down. But anyway, right. So what I like to do sometimes is I just go in. Now there's a specific thing that I need to do today. I need to go to a sim and there is a photo competition on. So you might be interested in participating because I'm pretty sure it's open. It's open to anyone anyway. So it's a sort of an in-world machinima, photo competition, which is quite interesting. They have it every year, and yeah, it's not too bad. So what I was going to do is go there first, and let me just get the bear with me one moment. Let me just see where the actual place is. I think I know where the place is, but I think I know where it is, but I'm not 100%. Let me see if I can find out where it is again. Oh, they got a treasure hunt on soon. Ooh. What is the SL time? Okay, 10. Okay. Ah, here we go. Right. Okay, they don't seem to give me... Come on, give me the slurl. Here we go, here's the slurl. Money's quite good. The prices are quite good for this, actually. Okay, we're going to go and vote on some pictures, because I haven't done that yet. And the voting only opened, I think it was yesterday. So... There we go. 20,000 lindens in prizes. The first prize is 5,000 linden, which, not really to be sniffed at, to be honest. Yeah, so you have to, obviously, these are the rules. These are the rules for the photo contest. You have to um, shoot on the land level in the Neo Victoria. You have to publish it to Flickr. One picture in the Neo Victoria group, blah 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 blah, and one shot per avatar. It was quite interesting actually. Years ago they had, like, you could submit more than one, and I think there was some people who submitted quite a lot. Oh, it's interesting. So if we play this, what happens? Huh. Actually, this is something I've got to design, one of these. Okay, so it's just a web page thing. Okay. Okay. All right. So the other thing that I'm doing, if you've been following my streams, is I am making a tour. Now this level, which they call this, I think the skybox level, is basically an area where people come and practice, and it's got like a mall here and all sorts of other things. So you've got I mean, there's a lot of information on this sim. The owner of the sim has, I mean, it's been open here for 10 years, and the owner has put so much time and effort into this. I would just dread to think how many thousands of hours have gone into this sim, making it the way it is. So they call this the Sky Club. And basically, you've got all various different bits and pieces. You've got like little shops and yeah, it's not changed much really over the years. To be honest with you, I tend to skip this and go straight up because I'm always building up top. And so if I just look, this is, I think, what my tour guide dirigible is going to be replacing. So this is the landing level, which is here. This is the landing place, and then basically when newcomers come in, they basically, I mean, there's a lot of information. I think the very first time that I ever came here, which was about 7 years ago now, it took me quite a while actually to go through all of this. I mean, it's, there's a lot of information. The story behind, the storyline behind the project, the Neo Victoria project, and kind of the reasons behind it, and who all the sort of static role players are, the characters and such like. So you can pretty much go through. Whoa, what's happening with my viewer? Sorry about that. Sick bags are provided. So anyway, you go through this whole, and you walk down this kind of ramp thing, and you go through and you stop at each stage, and you can see the various sort of static characters that are on here, and there's lots and lots of information. In fact, there's actually more information. So it's set in 2133, and then you get sort of an update and history, background, about the roleplay sim. So they're the Fae. And then you've got the demons. You got various different sort of, and you got the dwarfs. Ooh, what is my viewer doing today? Wow. So then you got the Celestials, and then you have the humans. And I play a human. I role play as a human in this sim whenever I can get in world. These are the vampires. And we've got the werebeasts. We've got the cyborgs. So there's lots of characters, and then each way down, you've got sort of, you've got more information that you click on, and then you have the visitor center. So this character was actually created. It was quite interesting. This character was created as part of Fantasy Fair role play. Probably, we're probably talking 4 or 5 years ago. And one of the residents actually on the sim created this character, and he was quite fun. Actually, it really was quite fun. And because obviously different days at Fantasy Fair. If you don't know what Fantasy Fair is, it's a massive charity event that raises money for cancer. The American Cancer Foundation or something along those lines, I think it's called. And so yeah, this is basically what I'm going to be making. I've made the dirigible. If you've been watching my videos, my streams. So there's a huge amount of information here. And then, if you're interested in role playing, you basically then have a really good understanding about the history and the role play build. So there's 2 sims involved. And they've got residents. I used to be a permanent resident, and I used to be in Langtree Cottage, which is this little cottage down here. And then you've got the main. Well, both sims are used in role play. So the yet to be decided is where the dirigible is going to be. Whether it's going to replace that kind of walk, this kind of walkway thing that they've got, or whether it's going to actually be touring the ground level sim. Yet I don't know yet. And this is something else I mentioned in I think a video I did recently as well. This dirigible here is kind of the Sims admin stroke mod meeting place. And I'm guessing that this was probably built quite a long time ago, because I don't believe that this is... Yeah, I don't believe that this is mesh. I think this is all made out of Prim. I can't see how... But yeah, I think I suspect that this is all made out of Prim, which is, served its purpose and everything. But I think it's again another project that I've been earmarked to do, is to make, maybe a more updated and more mesh-like kind of meeting place for them. So anyway, that's another project. After I finish the dirigible, which I haven't had any feedback on that yet. So once I get the all okay, what I will do is I'll stream another. I'm going to do quite a complicated stream at some point. I think that will involve um, configuration basically of the tour, and it's not straightforward. I mean, I understand how it all works and everything now, but to get it up and running is not as straightforward as you would hope it to be. So anyway, I've got to try and find the photos. Where would the photos for voting be? (2013). Okay. 2014. Okay. I can't see my photograph that I've submitted. (2015). Maybe it's down here. 2020. Oh no, that's 2012. Okay. 2012. Interesting. It didn't actually tell me. Maybe we have to vote on Flickr. But the link brought me here. Let me just check that again. Yeah, it definitely brought me here. Okay, so I'm back here again. Where are the photos? This is all the rental stuff. This is where you come and pay your rent and Right, so let me watch this again. I don't know quite where we... Okay. I don't really understand where we go to vote. Maybe... I don't understand. In previous years, I'm going to fly over here because in previous years we came over here. Is it not on the outside? It's 2016. Are they on the inside of here? No. No, it's not these. understand. One thing I must keep doing is checking the audio because my last stream, for some unknown... Okay, here we go. Touch only the photos you like. Yeah. And that's what I was thinking. The last previous years, we've come down... Ah, here we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. This is the latest. So only touch. So this is mine. This is the photo that I submitted. So this is my my submission. Quite like that one actually. Ooh, quite like that one as well. Yeah. Okay, so this one's going to win, isn't it? I actually quite like that. Sort of appeals to me. Yeah. I don't know really. I quite like that one. That appeals to me, that one. This one is good. This one is good. Sorry, bear with me 1 minute. Okay, so yep, I like that one. I suspect that that one is going to win. I quite like that one as well. Okay, right, so that's one thing that I wanted to do. Bit long-winded to just get there, but there you go. Okay, what are these things? I don't know what that's for. Rolling restarts. This is a scheduled event. Oh, okay. Right. So, what I thought we'd do is... What I thought we would do is go to some sims that I haven't been to for a while. So, we've done that. We've done the voting thing. We've now... So, there's some useful things. I was thinking... I don't think I've taken some shots here. Right, so this is a typical thing about a ride. You know, this is actually one that somebody's created, and I think this is quite a common ride thing that you do. So you sort of sit on this chair, and then you pick where you want to go. So if we go to I like the particle laboratory. It's really quite good. And then of course, you know, you travel around on this tour. It's interesting. It seems to be at a funny angle. Okay. Where are we going? Where are we going? Nobody knows. Oh, okay. I think we're coming into land now. Right. Okay. Thank you very much. And then, of course, what happens is, which is going to very similar happen to the one that I've got, the one that I'm making, is that when you kind of disembark, okay, so it thinks because I stayed in that circle, it's now rezzed up another one, but because I came off of it, it disappears. It sort of, you know. But there is lots and lots of things. I know I keep going on about education in Second Life, but I mean, if you want to learn, you know, bits and pieces about particle creation, building, you know, this is not rezzing up very well, which is not very good. Probably because there's so many particles in this area. But, you know, most of this is all provided for free. So you can come in world, pick up a whole load of scripts and build things for free in Second Life, and it's just fascinating. It really is fascinating. Sorry, bear with me 1 minute. Right, I might have to change my streaming time as there's a lot of background noise going on. I might have to do it during the day when there's not so many people around. But yeah, you know, there's lots of things that you can do, and it's just fascinating. And you get the scripts, you get lots of notes, you get some examples of how these things work. So, you know, and it tells you. So let's, for instance, turn this on, and you can see how these particles, you know, work, and whether they bounce, and, you know, whether they fall through things, and, you know, if they're influenced by the wind, and stuff like that. You know, it's actually really, really clever, and people have just spent so much time and effort putting all this education together for free for people. You know, it really is quite amazing. So this is obviously one thing that I use quite a bit because I make a lot of steampunk based stuff, and you know, you can see how something rotates around, and obviously you've got particles happening, and, you know, then you can click on the upward. You know, so it's pretty neat actually, and sometimes, you know, causes particles. So it tells you everything. Causes particles to accelerate towards a global direction. Used for particle gravity or anti-gravity. To fake wind, particles move slowly at first and speed up towards accelerated direction the longer they live. Ignores prim rotation. So yeah, you know, when you're making your builds in Second Life, you know, it's really, really helpful to understand how all this works. I'm going around the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. I just find all this fascinating. You know, and the amount of effort that people have put in to actually just make these demos, you know. And here we go, particles that are influenced by each sim has their wind. You know, it all depends on how it's been set up, and so you can actually do particles that are influenced by the wind or not. Like you can make flexi sim prim as well, influenced for example, a flag. You know, you can have a flag on a pole that's influenced by the wind, and it flaps around, and you can adjust how much it's influenced by the wind and by the gravity or anti-gravity. You can get particles to follow certain objects. You know, you can get particles to follow avatars, for instance, that that are near, and things like that. And so you've got this kind of thing. You know, so you've got particles that stay with the Prim, and then particles that actually move away from the Prim when the Prim moves, and things, which is really good for vehicles. And ribbon, I don't know what ribbon is. What's ribbon? Ah, okay. Oh wow, that's interesting. I've not seen that before. So you've got individual particles, and then you've got ribbon particles. Oh, that's interesting. Don't know. Yeah, I suppose you could use that in some instances somehow. But I love all these little machinima kind of mechanical things that somebody's actually designed to help you understand how particles work. And then it gives you the script command that you have to use in order for the particles to be influenced. Nozzle angle. I can remember in the early days actually of Second Life with all of this, and particles were one of those things. They called them griefers, and people used to go around and just fill up, like they would go to a nightclub or something, and they would just fill up the nightclub with, and it was typically a pornographic image of some sort used as a particle, and they would just, and then there would be this horrible noise. And I mean, it was at that point that I actually stopped going into Second Life, because there was just idiots wandering around being griefers all over the place. It was just so irritating. And sometimes they would create these kind of particle bombs that would then just completely bombard every avatar with literally thousands and thousands of pornographic images. And this was in the days before this is in the days before all of the rules and regulations came in. This is quite interesting, isn't it? You've got a tap. As with a lot of things in the virtual world and game technology and all of that kind of thing. I mean, I watch a lot of gamers who make mesh and such like for games, using things like Blender and CAD programs, DAZ 3D, and it's quite interesting. You really have to think differently when you design game stuff, and you design things in a 3D world, in a virtual world, because you've got to try and things of difficult wall to mixing the age, rate, and color count settings can be tricky. Good balance creates efficient and elegant displays, but poor judgment creates render lag. Yeah, true. So then you've got emitter age. There you go. It's very clever, very, very clever, and it's all very clever understanding how all this works, so that if you are building something, that you can use it efficiently. Obviously the programming has to be good, and the scripting has to be good. So burst rate, so that's 0.05 per second, and this is 3. I guess the higher the number, the lower the emission rate, the burst rate rather. And then you've got particle maximum age. Oh, okay. Yeah. So obviously that's 0.05 of a second, and that's 3 seconds. Okay. That's good. And of course, a good game creator will understand how mesh works and how you can make mesh look good without it actually taking up too much too much of the game energy, as it were, the engine, not overloading the engine. And of course, particles, you're talking about thousands and thousands of things being generated to create an effect, and you don't really want all these particles slowing down the game, the sim. And that has an effect, especially in Second Life. It has an effect of I've actually taken all of these scripts because they are just amazing. Some of them are really amazing. I love these kind of things. Ripple particles. Yeah, they're really good. They're really, really good. But you can, the owner of this sim just has made all of this freely available. It's quite amazing. And all of these things, that looks like a jet out of an engine, or it could be a laser gun or something. Fire. That's very clever, isn't it? It's very clever. It's all about effects. It's all about effects, and the same goes in any game. So anyway, lots of tutorials, lots of examples. There's quite a few different sims that deal with, and obviously this is actually one of my favorites. Texturing, you can get all sorts of different effects. I've created a really good selection of smoke. The builds that I produce are really kind of steampunk builds, and they are, they typically need steam and smoke and stuff like that. So I've kind of spent quite a long time trying to understand and create scripts that all sort of based around different levels of smoke and different colors of smoke. You want like big bellowing smoke, or do you want little wisps of smoke? With my graveyard that I produced, I tried to actually make a particle system that was, that would give the effect of fog, but of course that, overloads Sims a little bit, because it produced quite a lot of particles, and not the best thing to do really for fog. I think we can maybe go to somewhere. So somewhere else I really like going, and it was like the very early. It was a very early on sim that was created. That was just an absolute blissful place to go to learn how to make things. This is a sandbox, which I used to use quite a lot, but the reason why I came here, and it's still going and I love it, is because of this big building that we're walking towards now. They've got a testing area for weapons actually here, so if you make weapons and such like, they've got kind of a pretty neat. There's not an awful lot of them around actually in Second Life, because most sandboxes are not about you know, weapons and stuff, but they do allow you to test weapons and such like here, which is pretty neat. I like this. Oh, that's pretty good. Ooh, I like this. This is very industrial. I quite like this. I started making some pipes actually. I like making things like, you know, weathered big blocks of wood and stuff like that. This is not resin up, right? Let's just see if I can force it to refresh the text. There we go. There we go. Okay, the texturing leaves a little bit to be desired, but I mean it's probably very low. 9. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's pretty good. Texturing could be improved, but anyway, not my place really to criticize other people's texturing. It's effective. It works. So this place, there was a bit of a story actually, I think, behind this place, if I remember rightly. The creator of this, who was called Acid Trip. Let me just check my facts on this first before I start waffling on about this, because there's quite a story behind this. Let me just check. No, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not going to relay that story because I don't want to get this wrong. It was quite a story though when I found out about the creator of this. I think it was this sim. I think it was this one. And another sim I used to really love as well was Crystal Gadgets. Crystal Gadgets was really, really good. It's gone now, the sim, and also the person that created it. I don't know whether they just decided they weren't going to use Second Life anymore, or they gave up, or what. I don't really know. But this was an absolute godsend to come here, and also Crystal Gadgets was as well, because what they did here was Prim is fairly basic in Second Life, but it has it can actually do quite a lot of stuff. You know, you can create like a torus here, you know, or a sphere and such like. You can actually manipulate it to look like something different. Like this is a cylinder, so you can make a cylinder, you know, you can cut it in half and you can make it look like a cone, and then you can cut the cone in half. And of course, if you put your mind to it, right, you know, there's a cube, there's a kind of half of a diagonal cut cube, and then there's a pyramid shape, you know, and then you can turn that also into a pyramid shape, you know, and you can actually do quite a lot. So when you put your mind to it and you think out of the box a little bit, literally, it's actually really quite interesting what you can do with. I mean, in the early days, you know, before we were able to use Blender and upload mesh. I mean, Second Life didn't support mesh when it was first out in the early days. I can't remember actually when it started. Second Life. When did we bakes on mesh? Okay. 2013? Could have been 2013, so it's about 7 years ago. I thought it was actually longer than that, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it must have been about 2013 then. Roughly around that time, um, yeah, was when they started allowing mesh. Yeah, I think it was around that time. Yeah, I think it was around 2013. So you're looking at about 7 years ago. And so there was quite a long time. I've been in Second Life for sort of 13 years. So there's quite a long time that you didn't have mesh to manipulate stuff, and so you made everything out of Prim. And this place, when you first started off, it was really, really good to be able to come somewhere like this, because you could actually understand how the positioning works, how Prim react, how you can make. And if you go all the way around here, I spent so much time in here, how you can manipulate the Prims and stretch them and resize them, and alter the shapes of them. And of course each Prim's got sides, and it was important to actually try and figure out how how the sides coincided with certain scripts and such like, and each side can be manipulated on the face for textures. It was just amazing. It was just really, really amazing. And so making something like this might seem pretty basic nowadays, but making something like this 13 years ago was just absolutely amazing, especially for people who are kind of into 3D. And I mean, it's just, well, I found it amazing anyway. But most people that come into Second Life actually, I think at some point, like to make something, make an object, whether you like making your clothes, whether you want to make your own shoes, your own boots. Of course, everything now is pretty much done in mesh. I mean, look at my boots. You couldn't do that with Prim. You wouldn't be able to come anywhere near that with Prim. But it was amazing what people did do with Prim. I mean, it was actually really quite fascinating. You know, clothes and a lot of these things are actually made out of mesh, and they're altered around, like his Magus's cuffs, for instance, and stuff like that. Is obviously made flexible and is influenced by movement and influenced by gravity. And you can link Prim sets together as well, and then you can make a root Prim, which is pretty much where everything revolves around. And and so this place here just literally takes you all the way through, and then when you go up, you can go all the way around and play around, and then obviously go into the sandbox and alter it. And I hate these kind of stairs, I really do. Urgh. It's very laggy here, mainly because it's a sandbox. Yeah, we're only got about 3.6 frames a second, so it's a bit laggy. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So when you come up here, so you kind of get the basics on that first level, and of course then you come up here and you think, wow, this is what you can do. This is how you can manipulate, a cube and a cylinder and a triangle and a sphere and a torus, and all of these other things. And of course then that really opened, and you can resize them, obviously, so you can make something really big, or you can make it actually quite small. There is a limit, obviously, how small you can make something. So I think you can make something so small that you could make jewelry, out of it, and there was all sorts of techniques how you could try and fool or trick Second Life into making the Prim even more, smaller than the allowable smallness. And there was all sorts of clever techniques. But I mean, this is all, basically, this is just in-world Prim manipulation. You get all these weird shapes, and of course it was fascinating to come to somewhere like this. It was absolutely fascinating. For people who keep saying that Second Life is boring, I think I kind of question what it is, what it is they're trying to accomplish when they come into Second Life, or what is it, if you want to be entertained like a game, you want some sort of purpose to something, then I think Second Life is not really what you're looking for. But if you want to create, if you want to be artistic, you want to build, there's plenty to do, absolutely plenty to do, plenty to learn, plenty of places to go. So anyway, this was sort of a mecca for for people who wanted to create and understand how Prim worked, and how you could manipulate it and such like. Lag, a lot of lag here. I mean, I don't think there's that many people around, to be honest. So I don't know why it's so laggy. What is this? Wow, that's interesting. Is this flexi mesh? I'm wondering. Offset rotation thing. It's interesting. Offset rotation, so it's got a script in it. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Is there a script in every single one of these? No. Probably only in the root Prim. Yeah, so there's only one in the... That's interesting. Okay. So that's that. That's that, really. Sort of two excellent places that you can go to learn. I think one of the reasons why I stopped coming here was because of the lag, and I don't know why. It's difficult to try and create something when the lag. I mean, there are plenty of sandboxes around, with a bit more. Interesting. I like the beard. Ooh. So yeah, let's just check how many people are here. Oh, okay. 53. No, okay, they're not. Wow, 50. That's why it's so slow. Okay, that's why it's so slow then. Where are all these people? Okay. So they're not necessarily on... Right, okay. Wow, so there is a lot of people actually that are similar. There's some here. What is the range? This is going out quite a long way. Then these people are not all on the same sim. That's interesting. Okay. That would explain why it's laggy then. Right, so next place that I wanted to go to, don't want it to all be... This is interesting. Okay, let's go here. This is an interesting sim. Ooh, someone else is here. Oh dear, oh dear. This is very laggy today. It's not normally this laggy. Okay, she popped off then. Do get people like that actually. So anyway, this is a very interesting, and okay, it might increase. Okay. Come on, res up, res up, res up. It's resing up very, very slowly. Let's rebake the textures. It's only the one downside I think to Second Life is this. This problem is the resing up of textures. Now, if I go low res, it might speed up a little bit, but is there many people here? There is no avatars around at all, and yet it's so... Oh no, okay, we're speeding up a bit now. Right, so the person who obviously creates this sim, you can see it a little bit better now, basically creates what they call off-world surrounds. So these are land surrounds, and you've got sky surrounds as well. But this is very, very well thought out. Very well thought out. So here we've got sort of mountainous regions, which is pretty neat. So when you click on it, I'm pretty sure it reses up around this particular sim so that you can see it. It's very nice, very clever. I believe that this is Sculpty. One scene copyable, no HUD. Right, so let's see what it looks like. Right, I want to see what mountain ranges look like. Look at that. There was a place that you could go where you could actually see... I mean, look at this. It's amazing. So you can put this on your sim surround, and I don't know whether there must be some form of land impact, but I think it's extremely low. But, you know, the effect is quite amazing. It's quite amazing when you can actually put this onto your sim and make your sim look really big. The sim surrounds that I do are mesh and prim that are, you know, literally they can only go about 60 to 64 meters, I think, beyond. And this is a lot further than that. I mean, this is huge. These things are massive. There was a way that you could see. Look at this. It's amazing. Click pictures to res small model. So you see this disk, when it reses up, you see this disk when you go into the sim first of all, and then it kind of, as it completes its resing, it then turns into this, and then effectively your sim sits in the middle. And I believe that this is linked to the center of your sim somehow. I mean, it's very, very clever. However they've done it, it's very, very clever. But there was a way that you could actually click on something and then you saw it all. Maybe it's over here. All in one 2011. Wow. I dread to think how much this costs. Oh, okay. So kind of just 1950. Okay. Well, if you own a sim, the originals, popular in SL since 2009, baked textures and shadows for high visual impact, possible to apply to your own land textures. Wow, lowest land impact available in various editions for quarter sim, half sim, single sim, and even connected sims. Wow. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Always fascinated with this, you know, that you can get that effect. Pretty neat. Anyway, next place. Where can we go? Where can we go? Oh, I like this one. Okay, so I've bought quite a few things actually from this area. Ooh, we've got nice resing speed here. So basically this is sort of a magical, you know, wizardry sort of sorcerer type sim, related sim really. There's a lot of places where you can obviously create your, you know, have a shop. If you want to sell stuff, you know, you can rent out a shop to. This is pretty neat shop actually. It does actually look to me like it's made out of possibly mesh. Yeah, I think it is. It's mesh. 3 land impact. Wow. Wow, that is impressive for a shop. Holy moly, and it's right there. Does it break up when you zoom out? Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's how they've lowered the yeah. Okay. So they've made it look good by literally that is impressive if that's only 3 land impact. This is what I like doing. I like going in and snooping at other people's builds. Okay, so they've made it in sections. That's interesting. Ooh. There is a balance between low land impact and quality for sure. If you're selling something and you want to make it look good, you've got to pay to have it uploaded, and unfortunately the cost of that is land impact. So you really, but I mean, I just love what people make, this kind of thing. So somebody is selling runes. Okay, it looks like game. You can earn money. Huh. But it's a nice sim, actually. There's some nice builds on here. I mean, look at this. Tavern. Who made this? Kendra Zurak. And you got a windmill. Actually, what was the land impact of this? 24. Okay. So, this is quite a big build. I like it though. I like how they've made it look aged and pretty neat. Pretty neat, actually. They've got like a bar. It's a tavern, so it's pretty neat. Got a fire in the corner. Look, good for role play, actually. It's pretty good. Now, texturing. This is an interesting thing. Okay, texturing. You look at the texturing on this tavern. I like this texturing because we're in a virtual world, 3D. This is obviously fairly low for what it is, fairly low land impact, and it looks like it is obviously mesh the way it's been built. It's been nicely built, been nicely textured. And but it doesn't look so clean and precise that that it looks a bit false. Do you know what I mean? Now, nothing against this castle, but this is what always puts me off. This castle, I think, looks too perfect. For a 3D world, it's lost. This is obviously a cylinder, and these textures, I think, are put together. They're not. This hasn't been created. This is obviously pictures. These are photographs that somebody has turned into textures, but it looks too real. Do you know what I mean? It looks too clean, and it in a way it almost looks out of place to be, like that bit there quite clearly doesn't really belong with this bit here. But whoever has put the textures on here has mixed and matched quite a few things that it just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't really look good. These are the kind of things that I like making, this kind of thing. Arches. That's another project that I've got. I've got so many projects that I want to do. So many projects I want to build. I've seen this fountain before. In fact, I think I've got a copy of this fountain. It's interesting when you see things, you know. But it's really nice to just see what people make, you know. It's sort of like things like this. Yeah, I never really understand that actually, why people don't put things down on the ground. But I don't think they zoom in enough to see that something actually isn't on the ground. You see that quite a lot actually. But anyway, so if you're into sort of magical stuff and, you know, Harry Potter, I suppose, or anything along those lines, this is the place to come. I like these kind of things. You see, that's that particle effect we saw earlier on that other sim. You know, excellent, really, really good. I like the way that's been applied for that. You know. I don't really like the way this building is done. Like this fountain in the middle is just a bit off-putting. But I don't know. I mean, I don't like criticizing other people's stuff, but see, the textures don't really fit in with. I think the textures here would look better if they're a bit grungy. You know, this is sort of a magical, sort of esoteric-y type place. I don't know, these textures don't seem to really fit. Like, this is an old castle, and then I don't know where this is from. This looks sort of Greek. It's just very odd. But anyway. So this is where you come. Now, you can get a lot of stuff from here for free. In Second Life, if you don't already know, there's lots of places where you've got these lucky chairs. And basically, they go through a cycle. You know, and if your name begins with U or C, you win, you know, within a certain amount of time, you will win this. And you can, you know, if your letter comes up, then you can sit in the chair and you get the gift. I've had quite a lot of stuff from this as well. So what happens is you... Oh, wow. So, yeah, definitely want that. Yeah, I'm going to get that as well because it's 10 of 10. Ooh. Okay, so you could win this one. And you've got... I've won lots of stuff here. So basically what they want is for you to click on here and then they pick a winner. And you will get the item. I've already got plenty of staff, so I don't want any more. Yeah, I've got these staffs. You'll be automatically entered into a free prize draw for this special bonus. You know, this is one of the fascinating things, okay, with Second Life. People come in and they say, oh, well, you know, you have to have money and you have to have, you know, you need lindens, which is the sort of in the inside money system. And but you can earn money, you can get money for nothing. You can, you know, play games to win money. Years and years ago when you first went in, you were able to go into dance places, and what they wanted you to do was you would go to a nightclub or, you know, a dance place, and you would go and click on a thing and dance. You know, your avatar would dance, and for every, I don't know, 15 minutes or something, you know, you got 10 lindens. And you know, so I can remember my wife and I, when we first went in, we sort of put our avatars into these dance places and sort of left our avatars there all day. You know, and of course it made the sim look good because there were people there, you know, there were avatars in there. And here we go. So if your name begins with F or E, there you go. So you basically you could just stay here and stand here and wait for your letter to come up if that's really what you wanted to do. So every 5 minutes they change the letter, and I've come in here before and sort of wandered around and seen quite a few avatars just sort of sitting here, waiting for their letter to come up. And there's lots of things you can get for nothing. It's all part and parcel of actually being part of Second Life, I believe. Or if you want to spend the money, there are other ways you can get. You can either become a Prime, a premium Second Lifer, which means that you pay a fee every year, and then every week you get 300 lindens back, which is quite good. These builds are really nice actually. I've got I think one or two of these staffs, and they're quite effective. They're really quite good. If you're into this kind of thing, I bought Talvin's Sorcerer's Magic Belt or something, and they've got all these effects, and these are all particle effects, and obviously whoever's created all of this has made some really cool designs. If you're into all this stuff, you can use it obviously in role play, and this is really what it's all about. Portal of Black Mist, it's pretty neat. You've got all various different types of portals, and I bought his top of the range sort of sorcerer's kit, as it were, and it is pretty good. I mean, it really, really is good. I mean, if you want to role play stuff, or this is obviously what he's been working on. So he's been making lots of staffs. I do like the staffs actually. They're pretty neat. Steam pipes with valves. Okay. It's pretty neat. If you've got house, land, or whatever, and you want to, kit out your, theme, you want to make it a themed sim, or whatever whatever it is. If you own land, or you want to role play, or it's pretty neat actually. There is almost an endless amount of stuff that you can do. You got jewelry. I think it's upstairs. I think you can TP it. Yeah, you can TP this. So I've made one of these. Actually, I might make my little shop TP something like this. I think, sit to teleport to the main floor, and then you can go up to the next one. I think that's actually quite a neat idea. But yeah, you've got spell books, enhanced products. So you've got wands. And then you got books of shadows. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think it was this one, something like that. And it's just really good. It really is good. I mean, this is all excellent stuff for role play. You got hats and furnishings, spellfire, teleporters. Yeah. I'm trying to find out where his main... steampunk hoverjet. Interesting. Okay. I don't know where his main... let me just see where... I am pretty sure that I've got his full-blown magic I, Don't know. Don't know. Interesting. Let's see what this is like. So we've got a steampunk hoverjet. Oh, okay. That's pretty neat. So you sit on it, basically. There's probably something as a message here, I guess. Ah, okay. I don't know what you do. That's interesting. I don't know quite what you do with this one. What do you do with this? I'm kind of sitting on it. So if I switch my AO, no, it's not influence. It's kind of weird. I can't fly it. I can't go anywhere. Can I page up, page down? No. Okay. I don't know then. I don't really know what you're supposed to do with that. Click the green button for a test drive. Okay. Don't know. Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't work. So let's just res it again. So if I sit here, okay. Okay, that was interesting. So, right, so what can I do now with this? Can I page up, page down? No. What am I supposed to do with it? It doesn't click on anything. Okay. That's it. Okay. I think when I make my tour, I might make something similar to this. Kind of, you know, where people coming into the sim who have not been in the sim before, you know, will want to go on a tour, and I'm thinking of making something similar, I think, to this, where they will go on there and maybe either click on a button, or when they come near it, it will res the dirigible, and what's this say? I am ready. I am already disturbed. Please come in. That's interesting. What are we doing up here? Ooh, okay, what have I done? I've sat down on something. Oh, okay. Ooh. Come on. I like these. I tried making some books, a book cabinet, quite a few years ago, and it was actually pretty difficult. How have they done this? That is actually 3D. I dare say they've repeated the books. Yeah, okay, so they've kind of repeated the books. So they've made a few books and then they've repeated them several times, but mixed them up enough to make it look like they're different. Wow. So I'm wondering, yeah, so they've basically made a kind of a book template with some textures on there, and then, I mean, I guess if you make sort of 20 different types of books, you can make a bookcase. 8 land impact, it's not bad. It's only a bookcase, so you don't need any complicated physics on that. Ooh, like the chair. I like that. Yes. Yeah, so they've used, I think they've just got, that's actually pretty neat. That is pretty neat. Yeah, so they've basically got textures for a whole load of books. Made some templates for books, and then, yeah, okay, so you've got like this outside, so you've got like a rectangle in the middle, and then they've made an outside. That's probably quite easy to make, actually. And then they just make them different sizes to give them, and then different textures. Clever, very, very clever. Loads and loads of inspiration in Second Life. Absolutely loads of inspiration. So you've got an inkwell and a pen. Again, it's quite effective. It's only really just you know, not everybody looks at these things close up like I do. Candles quite effective as well. Pretty neat, pretty neat. I like it. The amount of time and effort people put into making things, you know. I like that. There's somebody I want to chat with, and she may well be in a class busy, but let's see whether, okay. See whether she's given a class at the moment. She probably is, because she's pretty busy. Oh. La 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 la. I like the gargoyle. Hang on a minute, I'm just chatting in world. I don't know how many. Ooh. I don't know how many views did that video get? I don't know how many views it got. Okay. So I don't actually really know where. Ah, there we go. That's what it was. Oh wow, he's got this hidden away. This was the HUD. This was the HUD. So yeah, this is what I bought. It's quite a few years ago now, but it is actually pretty neat. I might demo it one day. You need obviously a couple of people if you're doing it. If you're doing role play and stuff, it was actually really quite good. But you can target kind of 30 spells towards someone, and you've got all these various different things. I'm actually really surprised that it's sort of tucked away over here, which is a little bit odd because it was like one of the main things that this. But now they're obviously doing all these separate little bits and pieces. The flying broom of protection. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Anyway, let's go to one more place. There was a place that what was it called? Oh yeah, let's go here. This is kind of funny. Not funny, but it's pretty neat actually. So this is sort of there's quite a lot of furry type places, and this one is I think one of the larger, and it's something I'm not a furry type of person. I've done role play with furries before, which was quite interesting in various different sims, and I've always been kind of fascinated. And I mean the character creation is pretty neat. I mean, you can be pretty much anything that you really want to be in Second Life, which is quite amazing. So they've got all these various different creatures. You can be a bunny, you can be a rat, fox, husky, wild cat, lion, cat, I don't know, whatever that is. Jogani, bat, a wa, a kirin. I mean, there's quite a lot. Wolf, hyena, skunk, big cat, mythical. So yeah, and then you can change the kind of style, I guess, of your avatar, and then you get dragon. It's quite clever. You can tune characters. This is a new one. Creatures. All sorts of different effects. Clothing. It's pretty neat. I mean, it's not really my thing, but I do like the fact that these characters can, they actually look pretty good actually. I mean, you can obviously chop and change things around, and parts of them are animated, and I guess they do role play. It's a strange looking creature. You get all sorts in Second Life. You never know what you're going to come across. You never know. Okay, I think obviously Rain is busy. sometimes people are doing things and they don't want someone chatting at them. Ooh, let's see whether this place is still there. NCI. We've got quite a few people. We've got quite a few people following. Well, not following, but a few people here. I mean, if you've got anything else anyone ever want to ask a question, then by all means, do ask a question. Wow, this has changed. I haven't been here for a while. NCI. Oh, so they've also got a schedule of classes. That's interesting. Scripting. Wow. I mean, this is obviously changed. This used to be a pretty basic sim with a sandbox on it. And this is obviously developed over the years. Some of these sims I haven't been into for a long time. Ooh, more particle stuff. I like particle scripts. Let's see what we get. Oh, wow. That's pretty neat. Okay, accept that. Accept that. Oh, okay. So this is part of the particle laboratory now then. Oh, I see, we've already been there. Right. So this is just like a... This is part of an extension maybe of the particle laboratory. Interesting. Free stuff. Free beer. So yeah, okay, we got loads of free stuff here. Avatars, clothing, hair, buildings, furniture, gadgets, textures, tools. Yeah. Tiles, fabric textures. How to make vendors. Okay, so they got like a little classroom. They got their schedule up. Very good. Okay, I think I might call it a day. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Right, I'm going to call it a day. If anyone's got any questions, anyone want to ask anything, then by all means do that. And what's been good is that today my microphone has worked the whole way through. I don't know why I used to keep getting problems before it. My microphone just used to drop out, which is rather irritating. Get lots of places for games as well, actually. You can play card games, puzzle games. People have designed all sorts of things. What is this? Bubble breaker. Okay. Oh. 2 bubbles selected. Click again. Okay. Ah, okay. Oh, this is pretty neat. Oh, this is pretty neat. Very clever. This is like one of those little games that you get on your phone, isn't it? You know, or your computer. What do they call this? It's not Tetris. I've seen Tetris games actually in Second Life, and that's also quite interesting. Let's see if I can get this out. I don't think so somehow. No. No, I don't think I'm going to get it out. But let's see what my score's going to be. No. Very clever. I like that. I like that. What is this called? Bubble breaker. Oh, what fun. What fun. That is amazing. So it's actually kind of a sort of a strategic style game, really. Yeah. So yeah, there has to be two bubbles together before you can... Right. So we've got this lot here. Let's get rid of that. That's not going to disappear, is it? Oh, what fun. Let's get rid of that. Let's connect. What can we connect? This. We drop that down, that's going to go down too far, isn't it? Right, we're not going to be able to drop that. We can probably get rid of this. Okay. We're not going to get rid of that. Okay. So we've got that. We're not going to get rid of that. Oh, that's a shame. Right. Ooh. Oh, what fun. This is sort of one of those pastime things that, you kind of, you come to the end of a busy day and you just want to do something mind-numbing that will just, now we can get rid of that. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So, I didn't know that. It moves over to the left. That's pretty neat. That's going to drop down one. That's going to cut off all that lot there, isn't it? Okay, so let's get rid of that. We can... okay. Okay, we're running out of options. Oh no, okay. Right, so let's get rid of that. Let's... ooh. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Ooh. Okay, we've only got this left now. Yeah. That's pretty... I like that game. I like that game. Pretty neat. Okay, let's go somewhere. This was actually quite a nice place. There was a couple of things that I actually used. Oh, that's gone. Okay, right. So yeah, I got a feeling I've found out that before that it's gone. Yeah, okay. Get lots of security orbs. Okay, a lot of Sims have gone actually. Bento heads, animations, and body accessories. Okay. Wow, this is a strange sim. This is strange. We might end this here. Obviously, this is not body politic anymore. It's now called Logo. Interesting. Kind of on a funny island. Just one sim in the middle of nowhere. But obviously just a sales thing, I guess. They're selling heads. Interesting. 4 shapes, 2 brow shapes. How much is one of these, I wonder? Free demo. Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching the stream. If you've been on, always a pleasure. Just a bit of a chill out today, wander around Second Life, do stuff, and seen some interesting stuff. Okay, I will see you again. Thank you very much for watching, and see you again another time. Bye now.